Good morning, children. Today we are taking the short summary of your political science second lesson, India's foreign policy. So we have got introduced to the international system and its nature and the Cold War in the last century and its effect. Regarding this we have studied in the first lesson. Now at present will get introduced to other related issues which happened after the post-World War. And among that, the first of all, we will start with the introduction of foreign policy. Let us see the meaning and importance of this foreign policy. So what is this foreign policy? As we know that all countries they are the members of the international system. We have already studied that none of these countries are completely self-reliant, and hence there is a mutual interdependence is there with one another, and they all are the part of our international system. So only this interdependence should not be the benefit to only a few countries, but at the same time the effort need to be made to ensure that it should be benefited to every nation. Each country has to decide the nations with which it should be friendly, in which the bloc it should be participate, or what position it should take in international relation. Such decisions should be made thoughtfully. The theoretical framework in which such decisions are taken is called the foreign policy. And every sovereign and independent countries decide its own foreign policy. So that means hence it is the discipline of international politics which studies the international relation between the nation. Foreign policy has an important place. Let us see the national interest. Each and every country is having their own national interest. In the same way, the India is also having their own national interest. So in this sense, the following factors are included in the national interest of any country. First one is what? That is regarding the defense. So the defense system that that is nothing but protection of our country's independence, sovereignty and integrity. That is the highest national interest for any nation. And the second one is economic development. Economic development is also important in national interest. An economically weak nation will not be able to maintain its independence. So the economic independence is also understood to be an important national interest next to defense. Now let us see what is the relation between this national interest and foreign policy. Foreign policy is drawn up to foster the national interest of the defense and economic development. National interest is considered to be the goal or objectives, and foreign policy is considered to be the means to satisfy it or means to achieve it. Goals of nation change with the changes in condition and times. So accordingly, the national interest is also changes. Now here we have to study about there are certain factors are there which influence the foreign policy. Let us see which are those factors. So one by one we will take all these factors. The first factor which influences the foreign policy is that is geographical location. So we have might be studied about the regional geography in the last standard also. The geographical location of any nation any nation is depends upon the that is the surrounding area, the types of the physical division. Some countries are very far away from far away from the other countries, and some are very near to other countries. They are known as the neighboring countries. Some nations have a long coastline. They have a big forest areas and the plateau regions, and plenty of the mineral belt might be there. But in because in size of the area as well as in population wise also, that country might be big. That and population might be large in some particular country. In some other country the population growth is very less, and the the quotient is also less. So it is depends upon, because all these are considered as what the natural resources of our nation. So that means the natural resources of all the that countries are not equal. There is a lot of differences there. This depends upon the climatic condition and the rainfall of that areas. So this is one of the first factor, that the geographical location which influence the foreign policy. The second is political system. In a democratic political system, the India's parliament plays a very important role involving the foreign policy. When different aspects come for discussion in parliament, the opposition parties try to regulate the foreign policy by raising questions about the same. Now, federal political system have to take into account that is which is in inclusion of the constituent states. There are actually the two types of political system is there, that the parliamentary system and the second is the presidential system. So in India we are having the parliamentary system in which the prime minister is the important person and the president become the only the nominal head. But in America you can see the presidential system of political system is there, in which the president is important here. So in our country the election is always conducting every after 5 years, that is the Lok Sabha election, but the presidential election in America conducting every after 4 years. And some of the neighboring states are also there, for example the Sri Lanka, that may affect the Tamil Nadu, because the Tamilian people is also staying in Sri Lanka. So while making the foreign policy we have to look into matter that wherever our peoples are staying, that means some of the that races of our Indian peoples are staying, so we have to make such type of foreign policy which should not affect their life. And also the Bangladesh, if suppose we are taking the foreign policy not in favor of the Bangladesh, then it may affect the West Bengal also, because both are closely each other. The West Bengal Hindus are maximum and the Bangladesh the Muslims are maximum are there. So some of the people are staying in Bangladesh also, and some issues may that happen if the foreign policy is not properly maintained. The next is what? Economy. In modern time, the economic condition of any country is keeping great importance. Foreign policy is shaped by the need to establish economic relation with other countries, that is especially import, export, then participation of the world trade. So these are strengthening the economy of nation. And the second one is the issues of the economic security. That is also an important national, because it is considered as the national security. A country is recognized to be powerful in proportion to the economic securities enjoys a maximum facilities. And the countries having a strong economy are less dependent on other countries, and they can have an independent foreign policy also. And the next one is, that is what? The national leadership. The president, prime minister, the foreign minister, the defense minister, the finance minister, and the home minister, we can call them as a cabinet ministers. So they have an important role in deciding the foreign policy of any nation. The person holding this position, they try to maintain the continuity in foreign policy and to improve upon it. For example, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru contributed the policy of non-alignment to India's foreign policy. And then Prime Minister Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he also given a great deal to improving the Sino-Indian relations. Now the last factor which determine the foreign policy, that is the administrative factors. So Ministry of External Affairs, Foreign Secretary, embassies and diplomatic officer, they are involved in making the foreign policy of any nation. So these administrative officers, they collect the information needed to shape the foreign policy and analyze it and give appropriate advice based on it. And the next is the India's foreign policy. Let us see the India's foreign policy. Before that, you know that some of the dates and events we have to study under this. That is, the first one is, as we know, in the year 1947, India got independence, and between 1947 to 1990, the first stage of India's foreign policy was begin. Okay, so before that, we have to study about the India's foreign policy, and that is in the year 1947 to 1948, the war between India and Pakistan over the Kashmir question was happened, and in the very next year the war fought between India and Pakistan over the Kashmir question again. It happened here again in 1971. With all these wars are we already studied in previously in the history lesson, the second lesson I think. Independent Bangladesh was created in 1974. India proved a nuclear capability of conducting nuclear tests at Pokhran in Rajasthan. And in 1991 onwards, India adopted free market policy. And after 1990, India's relation with South Asian countries became very stronger. And in the year 1998 onwards, the India built nuclear weapons and conducted nuclear test, the second nuclear test. And the decade of 1970, some stability came out in India's foreign policy. And in the year 1962, the India fight a war with China. Okay, and here we have to study that some major objectives of the India's foreign policy is given here. So what are those major objectives? The major objectives is nothing but to maintain the friendly relation with all the neighboring countries, and then protect the unity and integrity of the country, the protect the interest of the India's citizen living in other country, and to establish a economic and commercial relation with other countries. Okay, so these are the different objectives of India's foreign policy. And now we have to go through what is the first stage and the second stage. The first stage of 1947 to 1990, here India adopted the non-alignment in the context of Cold War, and later on there was a lot of stress on improving and strengthening the India's defense, and the technology required for this was imported that time, and we had taken the help from the Soviet Union, France and Germany. They helped a lot in this matter. And in the second stage, that is from till up to 1991, till up to 1991, India's foreign policy became more comprehensive and dynamic. And in the post-Cold War period, the priority no longer remained the political and military relation, and several other areas like economy, trade, education and technology got included in the foreign policy. And after 1991, India reduced the government control over the economy and adopted the free market policy. And naturally, there was an increase in trade with neighboring countries, and our share in world trade was increased later on due to this. And in the year 1990, our relation with the Southeast Asian like Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, they become stronger, and trade exchange was developed between the India with Israel, Japan, China and European Union also. And India began to participate in the organization at the international level and the regional level also, and some of the organization was formed and India became the member of the same. For example, G20 and the BRICS, that is Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. All these countries formed together these BRICS. Now our relation with America was also strengthened during these times. The India's nuclear policy was also tested here. We already taken that, and we have also studied the meaning of nuclear energy, and it has been used in different subjects like history, geography or chemistry also. And for this we established the Department of Atomic Energy and the Indian Atomic Energy Commission, and the first chairman of the Indian Atomic Energy Commission was appointed Dr. Homi Bhabha. And also because due to this, the India conducted the first nuclear test in 1974 and the second test in 1998, and after that whatever missile we had made during this time which is carried the nuclear weapons, and the Air Force and the Navy have been enabled for carrying them. The India is now a country which has a nuclear weapons, and we have expected the role of responsible nuclear power now, and India has been consistently supporting the effort for disarmament, and disarmament means not to use the arms and weapons anymore, and because it is the India's position that there should be peace and security in the world. Okay, and having taken a survey of foreign policy in this way, we are going to study the India's defense system in the coming chapter, that is the third chapter, the India's defense system in details. And regarding the question answer, we had already discussed about this in the lesson while taking the online lecture. So this is only a summary I have taken today. So till that time, everybody